Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Maria, and today I'm going to be playing with another Bobbi Brown holiday release. It's another eyeshadow palette. I picked up 3 of them. I did a video and put that up the other day. That was on the Bobbi Brown, that was the Luxe Precious Metals eyeshadow palette, and that was really beautiful. This one is called the Bobbi Brown Cobblestone Lane eyeshadow palette. And here is the outside of the packaging. This has 8 eyeshadows in it, and they are described as rich browns, golds, and nude tones. And the collection of eyeshadows that have been put out are supposed to conjure up the magic and energy of New York City. So I've already got my foundation on, setting powder, bronzer, and I've done my eyebrows as well. I've also got eyeshadow primer on. So let's take this eyeshadow palette out of its packet. I haven't done that yet, so I haven't played with these at all. Here is the outside of the packaging. It is quite a bit different to the Luxe Precious Metals one. This is a cardboard case, but it's still really pretty with the white and the gold on it. Now each eyeshadow holds 1.98 grams of shadow, and these are made in the USA. It just opens up. It doesn't have a magnetic closure or anything like that. Here are the eyeshadows, just some really beautiful neutrals, typical Bobbi Brown shades, and ones that I really love. And as I've mentioned before, these are my everyday type of shades, just really beautiful. So I'll hold that up so you can take a look. And one thing that's quite interesting about this palette, it does have a mirror in it, but I won't hold it up because I'll blind you with the mirror and the lights. But what you do is there's a little tab there, and you can pull the mirror out, so you can have that separately, and that could be quite handy if you don't want a mirror in every single eyeshadow palette you have. That's the type of mirror you could carry around and have in your handbag, and that would be really super handy to use. And in this eyeshadow palette there is supposed to be a mixture of mattes, shimmers, and metallics. So I'm going to swatch these now on my arm. I will do the top row first, and then I'll do the bottom row. So this one is Shell, and that's a matte. You probably can't see it that well. It's very similar to the colour of my skin. Next is Sunrise Glow. That's supposed to be a shimmer. Next is Cocoa. That is a matte. This is Dusk, and is supposed to be metallic. This is supposed to be metallic as well. That's called Glow Stick. Then we have Peach Dahlia. And then second to last, I don't think you'll be able to see that at all, it's called Petal Wash. And the last one is called Modern Mocha. So I'm actually going to use quite a few of these shades. I'm going to start off with 2 of the lighter ones. I don't know how well they will show up on my eyes. So I'm going to start with these 2 first. I'm going to take the Rapha number 15 brush. I'm going to go into the shade, put that all over my lid. Then I'm going to go in with that shade, and we'll see if they show up on my eyelids. So there's quite a bit of kick up in the pan, so I will need to tap that off a bit. So this is the lightest shade called Shell, and it is a matte. And that shadow really doesn't show up at all. It's really the same colour as my eyelids, but that's okay. It just sets down the eyeshadow primer that I've got. So next I'm going to go into the second lighter shade. It's another matte, and that one is called Petal Wash. I'll use the same brush and see if this shows up on my lid. So this colour shows up a little bit more. It's a very just looking, it's like a soft type of rose. it's a really pretty colour, but it is very, very subtle. So next I'm going to go into another matte, and that is the shade here. It's called Peach Dahlia. I'm probably going to end up using nearly every shadow in this palette, but I just want to see how they build. They do blend really, really beautifully. And now I just want to start deepening up this look a little bit. I'm going to take the Sonia G Worker 3. There are the two brown matte shades in here. This one is lighter than this one here. So I'm going to start off with this one and put a little bit just through the crease here and slightly above. I don't want to really take it all the way over and lose too much of the other colour that I've put on. And I'm going to line under my eyes using the Rapha number 3 brush with that same brown shade, the lighter of the two. Then I'm going to take the Sonia G Builder Pro brush and I'm going to go into one of the metallics. I was thinking I might put this all over my lid, this shade here. This is called Glow Stick. They describe them as metallics, but from the swatch they sort of look more like a shimmer. But we'll see what they look like once they're on the lid. So this shade that I just put on my eye is actually called Dusk. It's not called Glow Stick. Glow Stick is the other metallic. Well, they describe them as metallics. I don't know whether I would call them a metallic. I would say it's a really beautiful shimmer, and it is a really gorgeous shade. But I do want to deepen up the outer corner here a bit. I'm going to go into the very darkest matte brown shade, just using the Rapha number 15. And I'm just going to put some just on the outer corner, just a little bit, just so I can get, I quite like it when I have a contrast. And then I just want to try out the shimmer shade that they say is a shimmer in here, and that is the colour Sunrise Glow. That is this shade here, and I'm going to put it over the top of the colour Dusk. Put that metallic shade Dusk, the one that I first put on my eyelid, using the Rapha number 3, and I want to put some of that under my lower lash line as well. And I've just wiped off my Rapha number 3 brush, and because I think these metallics are really more like a shimmer, then I want to try the shade, and I'll just get this right. It is Glow Stick. That is this shade here. And I'm going to put that in the inner corner and see how that looks. And I'm going to line my upper lash line using the darkest brown matte shade in here. This is with the Hourglass number 10 brush. Well, that shade did a really good job of lining my upper lash line, and there isn't any fallout. There's a little bit of fallout with the lighter matte shades, but with that darkest one there doesn't seem to be. And when I was putting it close to my lash line here to line them, I couldn't feel any of the powder go into my eyes, which is really good because I do have quite sensitive eyes, and if eyeshadow ends up going into my eye, they can end up looking quite red and irritated, but I couldn't feel any going into my eye when I was putting it on. So now I'll put on some mascara, so I'll just curl my lashes first. So here is with the mascara on, and I think these shades are really, really pretty. The formula blended really well. The only thing was, I just don't think that they're metallics, and that doesn't bother me, but they are beautiful shimmers. And this light shimmer in the inner corner is really gorgeous too. And I also like how what they said was a metallic shade, but actually I think it's the shimmer over the brown matte under my eye as well. I think it looks really, really pretty. So now I'm going to put on some blush. I was sitting there for about 5 or 10 minutes deciding which blush to use, and then I decided I would use the Tom Ford Cheek Colour. This is in the shade Ravish, and this is a really beautiful shade. And I'm going to put it on using the Chukahodo brush. This is the F03 brush. And I think this will go quite nice with the eye colour. I haven't used this shade for a while, but I do love it. It is one that when I first got it, I was using it nearly every day, and I'm glad I pulled it out again. I have heard that they are discontinuing this colour, which is a shame. It is really, really beautiful. I'm going to have to go and see if I can find a backup, because it really is just a great shade. And finally is lipstick, and I've pulled out a lipstick that I haven't worn in quite a few months, but when I first bought it last year, I used to wear it all the time. But first I'm going to line my lips, and I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Lip Cheat, and just pop some of that on. And the lipstick is a Pat McGrath one, and I think it's called Valletta. I'll have everything that I've got on listed in the description box below anyway. And it is the LuxeTrance formula, and this is just a really beautiful formula, and also just a really pretty shade as well. And then I thought I'd also pull out one of the Pat McGrath lip glosses. I love her lip glosses. They are probably one of my favourites. This is in the colour Dreamscape, and I haven't worn this for a while, so I thought I'd try it today again. So here is the finished look. I think that this eyeshadow is really pretty. As I've said in my other videos, I used to use Bobbi Brown products quite a few years ago, and I always loved some of her shadows, and I've also used quite a bit of the Bobbi Brown skincare as well, and used to have some of the lipsticks. And then I stopped for a couple of years, and this year I started repurchasing her products again, and I just love her eyeshadows. I love the colours. They are everyday type of colours. This is just brown and soft pinks and a bit of peach thrown in, and even though I don't think a couple of the shades are metallics that they say are, they're more like shimmers, I still think that they're really, really beautiful, and they blended beautifully as well. These shades are beautiful, and I just love a really beautiful neutral coloured eyeshadow palette. I don't know whether anyone does it better than Bobbi Brown when it comes to these subtle, gorgeous shades. Just really, really love them. So overall, I'm really happy that I picked up this eyeshadow palette. I think it is really, really beautiful. And I have one other Bobbi Brown holiday palette to try. That's the Gold Illusion palette. So I'll try and get another video out on that this week. And I'm also pleased I pulled out some old favorites that I haven't used in a while. The Tom Ford blush in Ravish is just really, really pretty, and I love this Pat McGrath lipstick. It's the first Pat McGrath lipstick I think that I ever bought, and I still just really love the colour. I need to check on her website again, because for a while you couldn't get hold of it, and I think it may be discontinued, which is a real shame. and the lip gloss as well. The McGrath lip glosses are just outstanding. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.